I'm Stephen Gold, the author of The Return of Breaking Law, as if you cared. And I've got 4 mosquito bites on my left leg.
You should wear trousers outdoors.
That's the best-dressed video producer talking. Do you know how he started his BBC career?
No, don't.
He was a sound effects bloke on The Archers.
It's a well-kept secret.
If you heard this in Ambridge, or better still, this, it was him, twanging a rubber band or kicking a dustbin or something. Have some respect for a former judge.
Stop messing about.
Though he's right. Enough nonsense. Did you know that Judge Judy is sitting at the Old Bailey?
Judge Rinder?
Judge Judy, I said. Yes, King's Counsel Judy Khan has been appointed as the senior circuit judge at the Old Bailey. That's as from the 4th of September. She won't be amused if you ask her to decide a squabble between a parrot owner and a dog handler. More likely, she'll be trying homicides. And we have another lady in one of the top legal jobs. On the 1st of October, Lady Justice Sue Carr, she's been sitting in the Court of Appeal, becomes the new Lord Chief Justice, except she'll be the new Lady Chief Justice. And in future, she'll be sitting here at the Royal Courts of Justice in London Strand and in charge of criminal appeals. She'll be in the middle with 2 other appeal judges either side. A car sandwich, you might say. I'm feeling a bit pleased with myself. I've just extracted a £50 goodwill payment from His Majesty's Courts and Tribunal Service, which is normally known for taking your money rather than giving it away. It has responsibility for the probate service. If, as an executor or relative, you're winding up the affairs of someone who's passed away, you apply to a probate service for probate, where there's a will, or letters of administration where there's no will. The delay in the probate service dealing with things has been appalling. Not only those handling the winding up personally, but lawyers doing the work have been pulling their hair out, which explains why I may look a bit thin on top, because I was executor of the will of my late aunt who died in November last year. I did the probate application myself and I applied online, which is meant to be faster than applying on paper and using Royal Mail not to deliver on time. First class stamps up again on the 2nd of October, incidentally, in recognition of their equally appalling service. Well, it took 4 months for probate to come through and would have taken even longer if I hadn't hastened. Although you can complain to the Courts and Tribunal Service about delay, it's cagey about this right, and it's also cagey about its ability to compensate you for loss, which the delay has led to. Well, I complained about the probate service online. The complaints investigator was full of sorrow for upset and inconvenience, but couldn't fathom out what had gone wrong, didn't say whether my complaint was accepted or rejected, and said nothing about compensation. So I asked for the complaints manager to review, and she did. She accepted there had been delay of 10.5 weeks and offered that £50, on the low side, but I accepted for the benefit of all beneficiaries. Well, if you've experienced an unreasonable delay with probate, make complaint like me and take it as far as it can go. If the complaint's rejected internally, then you can ask the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman to take on the complaint, but you've got to do that through your Member of Parliament. Delay in probate or letters of administration being granted causes not only inconvenience and distress to the person winding up the estate, but to the beneficiaries. It can also cause direct financial loss because investments can't be realised and interest earned on the money. This should all be reflected in that secret compensation entitlement. A bit of mitigation for the probate service. The pandemic has led to a higher number of deaths and so more work for the service. But it's been too slow to react to the surge in business. Only recently did it hire more staff, a cool 100, And in my case, and perhaps in yours, the delay was down to going to sleep rather than getting through the queue. They've done it again. If you had an accident and you're claiming compensation against whoever was responsible for it because of their negligence, you should be looking for interest on the compensation, which is to be paid out. And when it comes to specific losses, unlike general compensation for injuries, the interest normally runs from the accident date or when the loss was suffered, and the rate is almost invariably linked to what is called the Court Funds Office Special Account Rate. Yes, I know I keep going on about this. Don't blame me. I keep going on about it because they keep changing the short-term investment rate. It keeps going up. This year alone, it's gone up 5 times. The increases are reactions to the regular rises in the Bank of England's base rate. The most recent increase operates from the 23rd of August 2023. And this time the rise is one of 1.5% and the new rate is 6%. Your interest claim should be calculated at the different rates which have applied since your crash helmet was ruined, you purchased 1,000 paracetamols, or you lost earnings. For the losses suffered immediately, you can go for interest at the full rate from the accident date. For losses suffered over a period, like earnings, you will normally be able to collect interest at 1/2 of the short-term rate. There's a table of the different rates which have applied from June 2020. Enjoy it. It's particularly tasty with hot custard.